Hey everyone, it's Taylor here today and welcome back to the Tailored Expressions YouTube channel. I'm excited to share with you this card that I created using our Rustic Wreath stamp and our new Liquid Frisket kit. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a panel that I stamped with the Rustic Wreath in Sweet Basil ink. This is stamped onto our watercolor cardstock on the smooth side. And then I'm going to take the Liquid Frisket with an inexpensive synthetic paintbrush to just paint over the top of the stamped wreath. Any area that I'm covering with the Liquid Frisket is going to resist the liquid watercolor that I'm going to apply later in the video. After I apply the Liquid Frisket, it does take a while to dry. I'm going to speed the process along by bringing in my heat tool, which you can certainly do. Just a word of caution, while you're heating this, make sure you're not getting too close to the Liquid Frisket or it will crackle and pop. So as long as you're careful with your heat tool, you can use that. And you can see when it's done, it is clear. That's how you know that it's dry. I now have a little bit of our chocolate truffle liquid watercolor on my Tim Holtz glass mat. And I have wet my paper to dilute that watercolor just slightly. I'm picking it up with a flat brush and using a dabbing motion to just add the color to my wet cardstock. And you can see how the portion that I painted with the frisket is resisting the application of the color. After I finish applying the liquid watercolor, I'm going to heat that with my heat tool, again being careful not to put that heat tool too close to the Liquid Frisket. And then I'm going to apply a little bit more liquid watercolor where I want some of those darker areas. And then I'm blending it all together with some clean water, and I'm going to use the heat tool once again to just dry that completely out. Make sure that your panel is completely dry from the front and from the back of your cardstock before you move on to the next step, which is going to be stamping. So I now have our Woodgrain Background set up in a MISTI. I am masking the inside of the oval, the inside of that Rustic Wreath, and I'm inking up the stamp with Toffee ink. Then I can close my lid, and you can see when I open that up, it's added that wood grain only to the outside of the wreath. Now I have a little bit darker shade of brown, chocolate truffle, and I'm using a sponge just to apply the ink around the outside for a little bit of extra distressed look to that wood grain. Now this is the fun part, is removing the Liquid Frisket from the panel. You can see I'm going to use just my fingertip to start to peel that away, and then it all comes off in one easy motion here. And then you can see when the panel's finished, how nice and white and crisp that area looks where I painted the Liquid Frisket. So now I have a stamp from our Words of Faith 2 stamp set. I'm stamping that in VersaMark, and I've added our gold embossing powder over the top. Then I'm going to heat that sentiment. It says, "In all things give thanks," and you can see it kind of pop out here as I continue to heat it. And now you can finish the card however you choose. I use the Fall Florals stamp and die set on my card. I hope you learned something new today with this Liquid Frisket and you'll give it a try yourself. You can find all of these products at the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.